long time since I've had a doctor on this show who was as controversial as the next one. She's a virologist. She has information that for a long time people were trying to dismiss, and now it seems as if everything that she was saying back in 2020 and 2021 is being proven today in 2022. We are very blessed, pleased, and honored to have Dr. Li-Meng Yan joining us today. Dr. Yan, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm very good. Thank you, sir. And thank you for having me to your broadcast.
Well, thank you for coming on. I know that you do this at great expense. We actually share a space, and I didn't even notice this until I was talking to our good friend Malcolm, and he said that we're both on America Out Loud talk radio at americaoutloud.com, and he said that you post stuff there regularly, and I was very excited that because I just actually joined there about a month ago to broadcast this show. So very exciting stuff there. Now you've been on various shows. You've been on with John B. Wells. You've been on with Steve Bannon many times. I think you've been on Fox News. You've been everywhere, and so I think that a good chunk of our audience already knows what you've been saying for a long time about the Wuhan flu, about the CCP virus, about what a lot of people call COVID-19. Why don't you give us a brief overview? Because I do want to get into the future stuff, but go ahead and just tell us, your story.
Oh, yeah. Actually, my story is quite complicated, but I want to keep it as brief as our audience can understand. So I'm an MD, medical doctor, and also PhD. So I gained my 2 degrees from two top medical universities in mainland China. And from 2015 to 2020, I leave Hong Kong. Actually, I worked for over 5 years at the University of Hong Kong in the WHO H5 reference lab. I was postdoc there, and also I'm in the core team among those top experts in virology and vaccine development. Especially, those people are the top coronavirus in the world because, 2003, SARS-1 happened in Hong Kong. So briefly, we had a lot of knowledge, and also turns out my lab is the international bridge between the international scientific world and the Chinese Communist Party, especially the military labs. So back to 31st December 2019, I was secretly assigned for the task to investigate what happened about the Wuhan virus outbreak by my supervisor, WHO expert Liu Peng. And at that time, as the special secret agent on behalf of WHO reference lab, I get a lot of information through my unique network in China. And my network based actually from military to civilian hospital and labs, and also can reach to China CDC's headquarter office. So from the beginning, I was warned that I should be careful. Don't make China angry, means don't cross the red line. If not, I will be disappeared and no one can help me. However, all this information I obtained, plus my knowledge about this whole things happen, I can tell you that China actually released this virus from their labs, their military labs. And this is gain of function products. We know it is actually defined as unrestricted bioweapon. And China actually worked with WHO to cover it up. So all these things I obtained, I respond to the WHO, and to note that my lab as WHO reference lab, it has a special function. It has to surveillance the regional emergency outbreaks in that area. So if they know that, they should respond within 24 hours, and WHO must respond to it and hold it in control. But nothing happened. So from 19th January 2020, I decided to deliver all this message through a YouTube blogger, anti-CCP blogger based in US, Loaded Media, through it to reveal all of this because it was urgent and we cannot wait. I hope this message can give the huge pressure to CCP central government, to Xi Jinping's office, to stop their evil tactics. They did respond within 4 hours. It's the first time they announced human-to-human transmission. And also from that 3 days later, and within 4 hours, they tripled the cases from 62 to 198. And also 3 days later, Wuhan lockdown. However, CCP kept using this virus, spread it all over the world, and work with the international scientific group for misinformation and caused the pandemic for over 2 years until now. And I can briefly recall my 5 important messages which induced all the change to CCP on 19th January 2020. The first thing is I told people that there was human-to-human transmission exists in China, and they know it even back to December 2019. The second thing is I said CCP is covering up it, and also WHO helped to cover it up. The third thing is I said if they don't hold it in control immediately, there will be huge outbreak and even pandemic all over the world soon, and there will be various of variants from the virus. The fourth thing is there is no animal host for COVID-19. It's not from animal, from the nature. The seafood market is a smoke screen. The fifth one is this virus has a backbone virus. Backbone virus is found by People's Liberation Army scientists from East China. They called it Zhoushan bat coronavirus and named it as ZC45 and ZXC21. They are the one discovered this coronavirus and own it. And later on, the gain of function changed performed on this virus to get SARS-CoV-2. So this is gain of function products from PLA. All these things get verified. So that's why later on, when I keep deliver the message, update all these things through the media and cause a lot of response, especially in China, CCP want to disappear me. And at the end of April 2020, luckily, I escaped to America from Hong Kong. And I start go to media to tell all the things by myself. And then later on, I published 3 Yan reports with my scientists in Yan Research. We systematically explained why this is from the military lab, how they changed that, what are the smoking gun evidence, why there are lies from scientists, and we reviewed those lies from those scientists. We reviewed the nature origin theory, and we refuted it, all of this. And that's why China tried to disappear me even in America. And luckily, still, I'm here.
Praise God for that. And hopefully you will be able to stay safe. I have to ask you, though, do you feel that they're still coming after you? Or have you already let enough of the cat out of the bag, so to speak, that you don't have to be concerned? Are you still concerned?
I'm always under the life stress, and I'm used to that. However, I have to be cautious. For example, I'm hiding somewhere, and there are people helping me. CCP, they launched the national power target me. For example, there was an intelligence report from America that they show at least Chinese Communist Party's cyber army spread the rumor, smear me on social media using more than 7 languages. And if you search it, it's everywhere. they discredit me. And also in the reality, for example, my family are in China. My parents are kidnapped by and surveillanced by Chinese Communist Party. And the CCP is conducting the fox hunting project towards me. So fox hunting is the project that CCP using the overseas dissidents, family member or friends, try to kidnap them from overseas and disappear them. So in this case, I received the clear intelligence that my husband, unfortunately, was on their side. So he is now in the US, try to making the emotional killing towards me. So these are all the things, and my passport was exposed on social media by CCP agents, and they already claimed that I can be kidnapped back to China overnight or disappeared in US. So all these things always here.
Dr. Vladimir Zelenko knows a thing or two about the immune system. He was nominated for a Nobel Prize for his early COVID-19 treatments, and now he's offering his Z-Stack supplements to our listeners at a discount. Just go to zstacklife.com/freedom. That's zstacklife.com/freedom. Use promo code FREEDOM and get the nutraceuticals Dr. Zelenko recommends to boost your immune system in the age of COVID-19.
That is so incredible. And that's something, you're saying all these things, and it's like most people would be absolutely terrified and would be running and begging for forgiveness from the Chinese Communist Party. You continue to expose the truth, and for that I am very grateful for you to do that. What do you see coming up? I know that your research is continuing. I know that you have been seeing other things that the Chinese Communist Party has been involved with. You've seen other things that they've already done, and you've seen evidence of things that are starting to pop up around the world. Why don't you take as much time as you need? Why don't you tell us a bit about all of that?
Oh, yeah. So thank you. So there are actually a lot of things I'm working on, and not only by myself, also with my team and my network. And we have a lot of great people we met in America. They are really they are the real patriots. So I actually doing a lot of the medical intelligence analysis. For example, CCP, they keep using the terms as biosecurity, biodefense as an excuse to produce the bioweapons. Then American intelligence department, because many of the staffs maybe lack of understanding of CCP, or they are lacking of understanding of medical knowledge, virology, all of this. So they cannot understand what really happened. And the CCP is so cunning. They covered it with a lot of fancy things. They package all these scientists as civilian scientists, right? So all these tricks, I keep revealing it to Americans. And I also help those American intelligence people or legislators or other people to understand how CCP works in this area. So that is very important, because we have to know COVID-19 is just a beginning of CCP's unrestricted biowarfare. And why CCP use COVID-19? Of course, you only can ask CCP, is their motives. But now we already know that for such a regime as Communist Party, and for such a dictator as Xi Jinping, they want to take over all over the world. And they never cover up that America is their primary enemy. Because of difference of our values, American Constitution tell you human rights, freedom, all of this is not allowed in China. So basically, China has launched this kind of attacks using bioweapons and plus the misinformation and make the chaos in America and all over the world. The chaos including to break down your medical system, to destroy your economy, and to destroy your social order, and also make you lose the face of your own government. That's why CCP can do the further actions against you, and later on they want to take over America by 2035, and COVID actually makes them feel they can accelerate this progress. They keep working on the bioweapons. I can tell you some data. For example, in 2019, there were 2,000 viruses found by scientists all over the world. And the China government announced they have found additional 1,700 viruses from the animals all over China, or maybe even all over the world, in their database. Basically, they doubled the numbers of the virus all over the world, and half of them, you don't know what it is. These are all the materials to enhance CCP's bioweapon program. And this anti-COVID, all the things happened for over 2 years, actually help CCP to develop the biotech industry. Anti-pandemic become a great business, support CCP's economy. And also they keep working on more unrestricted bioweapons because they feel there is no response from other countries. America still lets Xi Jinping there, and the people are still confused by the nature origin theory. Many people still listen to CDC, Dr. Fauci, or WHO. However, these people are on the CCP side. So CCP, Xi Jinping, they feel this is a great opportunity. They can use mobile weapons to take over Taiwan, to take over other places, and later on come to America, replace your civilization. They never hide it. And we must keep fighting to let people know this is evil. And basically, this is anti-human, anti-humanity. So we cannot let it go. If not, none of us and our kids will have any safe future. So this is a must do. And I work with also like many brave doctors in America, like Dr. Peter McConnell, Dr. Richard Urso, so many of them. We go over America to give the Global COVID Summit. We talk to people. We tell them there are treatments in COVID, and you should not only believe the mandate vaccine policy. And we want to help people to know what you can do during the pandemic. Don't need to be panicked, and you can be helped. Also, I'm helping other people to know how to prevent the next attacks come from China, because China has prepared more, and our intelligence shows that they already started more actions.
That is, again, so, you know, I go into this interview and I'm feeling pretty okay. Things are looking pretty good. And I talk to you and now I'm absolutely terrified. No, I'm just teasing. I'm not really terrified. It is terrifying, but I'm not terrified. I feel pretty good, but I do know that what you're describing here, whether it's threats on your life, whether it's threats of future bioweapons coming out of the Chinese Communist Party, from the Chinese Communist Party, and being unleashed on the world, we just have to keep doing what we're doing and keep fighting it. After the break, we'll be back and we will discuss. I'm going to bring up something that I've heard and see if you can tell me more about it, something about the UK. So we will be right back.
Did you know MyPillow.com has many more products than pillows and bedding? With over 150 products offered by this America First company, it's the one-stop shop for many of the items we use every day. Use promo code NOQ to receive the biggest possible discount or call 1-800-862-0382. That's promo code NOQ at mypillow.com or call 1-800-862-0382.
And we are back with Dr. Li-Meng Yan. Doctor, you have been keeping your eye on things, even though you're here in America in hiding, even though you're being pursued by the Chinese Communist Party and their various actors, including your husband. Even though you've been attacked, there have been a lot of other people who have maybe not attacked you necessarily, but who've attacked your reputation. You had mentioned that they had, tried to discredit you through social media, but even some quote unquote respectable organizations like Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, they went after you. They went after those initial papers, which, as you noted, have all been proven true. Now all of a sudden, people aren't saying that it was bat soup like Fauci was saying. People are saying that it was built in a lab, that this appears to be a bioweapon. And so everything that you've been saying was justified or has been vindicated. Now the question for you, and I want to get to important stuff, but I just got to know right off the bat is, do you think that these other doctors that tried to discredit you, were they working on behalf of Fauci? Were they working on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party? Or were they just wrong?
All of them can be possible. So, and also some of them are kind of innocent. They don't understand CCP, but they believe their friends like Fauci or some other scientists who are helping CCP. And also some of them, they don't understand virus, but they thought nature origin theory sounds very reasonable. And they think I'm a small potato because I'm not a professor, I'm not old enough. So in this case, they don't judge it based on the scientific evidence. They don't judge it based on the understanding of Chinese Communist Party. They judge it based on their favor to their friends or their own imagination about this reality. So in this case, they are not scientific enough. However, I want to say those leading scientists, which they're interviewed from mainstream media. They publish a lot in the top medical journal like the Nature, Science, Lancet, and especially those people, they from the very beginning, back to February 2020, leading by Dr. Peter Daszak from EcoHealth, they have signed a letter on Lancet to praise CCP's anti-COVID performance and also blame lab origin as conspiracy. Those people are not innocent. I know that because this is the direct response to my revelation. I reviewed it on 19th January, and within 2-3 days, the thing is, first, within 24 hours, in Wuhan lab, Batwoman Shi Zhengli submit the RATG13 virus, which she claimed it is a bat virus ancestor for SARS-CoV-2, which she found from her drawer after 10 years. And then, based on that, within 1 week, Peter Daszak and other scientists wrote a draft for Lancet to support Batwoman Shi Zhengli and to discredit the lab origin theory. And later on, they asked other scientists to sign this letter. And if you check, my supervisor, Liu Peng, as I mentioned, signed his name there from the University of Hong Kong. And another professor, my director of the WHO lab, Malik Terris, he is very, very important in all these things. He also received the letter, but he is so sophisticated, so he didn't sign it. And these are all the things I know. Those people, those foreign scientists, no matter they come from Johns Hopkins, from NIH, no matter whether they are like Dr. Fauci or they're like Christy Anderson, they have a good connection with Chinese Communist Party. And the Chinese Communist Party use them as tools. They are replicable. They can be replaced. But they also know if they help China to spread the misinformation, they can get a lot of personal benefits. That's why they choose to do this. And also the big pharma say they received all this kind of intelligence from their network, which is misinformation, that this virus comes from nature. So they decide to make the vaccine, and clearly vaccine can give them a lot of huge profits if they promote the vaccine to market soon as they can. So that's why when all of this happened, it's very difficult to stop it because many of people among them, they see what they can earn from this pandemic. And that's why I keep telling people, no matter what motives these people have, the route to solve the whole problem is first hold Chinese Communist Party accountable.
You had mentioned that your colleague, your director in Hong Kong, who did not sign the letter, is he still an ally? Did he just see through it? Are you still in communication with him?
I have no communication with him because he's clear I know he's an international communist. We really need to let people remember this name because he is more like the backstage big person. He's behind the curtain, and he's using the people on the stage to spread misinformation to control the situation. His name is Malik Paris, and he is a boss for me and my husband. And he is from Sri Lanka. So my husband, because he also from Sri Lanka, is also expert in this tea. So we had very, very close relationship and also the best understanding of this professor. So Malik, he has the PhD from Oxford for virology, and he's also an infectious doctor in the UK board. So he had quite extensive knowledge about virus, infectious disease. Especially, he's one of the leading scientists in SARS-CoV-1, which is the first time people understand that, oh, coronavirus can be so terrible. He got a lot of knowledge. He was praised by Dr. Fauci as the SARS celebrity. And also, he is a WHO expert, handle the Middle East coronavirus outbreak. We call it MERS. So that's why my lab, my husband helping him to do all this. We have huge knowledge about this. Malik also had quite a lot of connections to different international organizations, including Food Agriculture Organization and some animal OIE organization. And he has deep connection with NIH, with European, those kind of grant committee, Nature magazine, Lancet magazine, those editors all respected him. He actually, briefly, is the bridge between them to CCP. And also because he's a foreigner, so people won't have this kind of alarm in their mind that he is helping CCP. He delivers knowledge to them. He becomes the foreign membership in the National Academy of Science in America. And then he brings other CCP scientists or military scientists to this group. So they later on become the foreign membership in the US. And also, he is a person who studied many of the very harmful functions about such virus. For example, cytokine storm, antibody-dependent enhancement, all of this, he's the first people discover it. And these functions are all used by CCP to do the gain of function studies. And two things I need to emphasize that first is, after I escaped immediately, Malik resigned He left Hong Kong, escaped to Sri Lanka, stayed there he left over 20 million grants from Hong Kong government, immediately run back. And then he come out again back to Hong Kong after Biden's administration because he thought America would be weak towards CCP after the election. He thought. And then he kept working with like Pasteur Institute, France Pasteur Institute Network, especially the Asian part. And also now, recently, he is in America. He told the media, Fauci is a hero. The second fact is 2021, September, Malik was given by Xi Jinping the top biology award, which they called Future Science Award in Beijing. Malik received $1 million award. And they clearly said this is to praise his understanding of coronavirus and also his theory of animal to human transmission in this disease.
Wow. Well, I guess he's definitely not an ally. Let's count him out. So he's off of our Christmas list.
In these uncertain times in our economy, precious metals have become the go-to for many investors as they attempt to hedge their portfolios against the uncertainty associated with supply chain issues, inflation, and lockdowns. Our gold guy, Ira, is the best in the business at delivering physical gold or silver to customers across the country. His prices are exceptionally low, and his service is superb. Go to ourgoldguy.com. That's ourgoldguy.com. Click contact and tell them JD Rucker sent you.
So you've told me a bit about what you're seeing happening in the UK. Now, this is something that I think is very important news, and it really pertains to current actions. We've seen, I think my entire audience knows that the Chinese Communist Party, that Ralph Baric and Peter Daszak and Anthony Fauci, these are all bad people and bad organizations. You've introduced some more bad people that now I need to go research and look into. But tell me about stuff that's happening now today, including what's happening in the UK.
Okay, so because we also have the intelligence in China, this is also because over 2 years fighting against Chinese Communist Party based on the truth of virus, there are more and more brave Chinese people in that system waiting to provide the top intelligence to us because they know we will let the world know the truth. And this is the only way we can do to remove this evil regime, stop these evil actions, and hold them accountable. So let me briefly tell you what we get now. This is not to make people have a panic. This is to let people have the transparent understanding about what happened. And trust me, we have the ways to handle it as long as people are brave enough, they dare to fight against CCP. And I want to tell that first, CCP is enlarging their whole military civil fusion network, means military people, civilian people mixed together and develop their bioweapon industry. They won't call it as bioweapon. They will use fancy word as this is for biodefense, and this is to prevent the new pathogen cause outbreak. This is for the public health. However, the nature is based on all the evidence, all the understanding, all the intelligence. They keep working on new virus, gain of function virus, and also one important thing is they mix the such bioweapon with misinformation to enlarge the power. So the very good example is COVID virus. If from the beginning, we are allowed to tell the truth, if the mainstream media and other scientists are allowed to tell the truth, then we will soon realize it's from the lab. Waste a lot of time. We will know that drugs like hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin can help us. We won't waste the lives. We will know that vaccines have the problem and we won't accept the mandate, right? But no, so that's the way they enlarge the damage towards the world. So now they are perfecting their strategies. They improve the propaganda. They improve the misinformation. They improve the censorship. They improve the infiltration in especially America. And all these things, plus the new bioweapons they develop, can cause more damage. So what Xi Jinping want to do is, Xi Jinping want a huge country, a huge regime, which based on Marxism, Maoism, and based on the Leninist organization. Also, he can be the imperial. He holds the power. And based on their strategies to make people confused about the origin of the new outbreaks can, of course, help China. They even denied the COVID from Wuhan. So if they made it happen like from other countries, they, of course, can escape. So first thing is, Winter Olympic is a great opportunity for Chinese Communist Party. In their documents back to 2014, written by military scientists, they clearly mentioned events like Olympics can be a great opportunities because people go into somewhere and then leave within a short while, can spread the bioweapon all over the world, and it's difficult for you to trace the origin. And our intelligence based in China, multiple sources also told that the Chinese Communist Party are trying more bioweapons, especially the virus can cause the hemorrhagic fever. If you remember what happened in December 2021, China locked down a very big city, Xi'an, which had 13 million people. They locked down it until recently, and they claimed that COVID happened, and also they said some hemorrhagic fever cases happened. Hemorrhagic fever can be caused by a group of different viruses. Ebola, Marburg, and Lassa, Hanta, all these. Some you are not very familiar with. But this is highly lethal virus. And it can reach like average 50% of deaths without the good treatment. And our sources show that this lockdown in Xi'an is the military practice, military drills. So there are not only one type of hemorrhagic fever virus released, and they separate the patients because military lockdown means military can control all the people. Once they see the people has a symptom, they will deliver them to certain hospitals. And all of these patients, their viral sample, like the PCR, the swab you are doing, are not allowed to be done in any hospital labs, even they are qualified. Only People's Liberation Army's lab, together with CDC, controlled by them, can do this test. And also, people have different symptoms because of different virus. They will separate to different hospitals. China now only admit they have some hantavirus from the rat happened in Xi'an. However, the sources has told that there were marble or marble-like virus happened in Xi'an too because of the difference of symptoms. Such patients was sent to military hospital, and other people even didn't know this. And also, other intelligence have shown that China was preparing the antidotes targeting a group of virus which can cause hemorrhagic fever. So China is going to use their antidotes to kidnap all over the world once they release the virus, because you will be in a panic. And this is not a common drug like hydroxychloroquine. They actually, our intelligence have already reviewed the name. We have sent it to intelligence department. And this is actually a very expensive target drug, was used for cancer from Johnson & Johnson. China is repurposing it to target hemorrhagic fever virus. And also China has manufactured it in different companies, factories, prepared for the later on outbreaks. And also intelligence shows China also would launch such bio attacks during the Winter Olympics. That's why they put the athletes and participate in the bubbles. So all this plan, and not only that, they plus all these things with different tactics, like they create more troubles all over the world in this area. If you check, China has caused a problem with Russia, with other countries and Africa, whatever gave trouble to the world. They promote the problems all over the world, and then they also will choose the right chance to launch the other bioweapons. So basically, they believe they have found the target for therapy of one group of this hemorrhagic fever virus. And this is called, I have identified, also verified this kind of intelligence. It's called CD38. It is an enzyme which exists when in patients if you get infected by such virus. So China believes this is a target. So they are using Johnson & Johnson's anti-CD38 cancer drug to repurpose it secretly to prepare to treat such disease. And now we can talk about the UK hemorrhagic fever case. And we are still...
Before you do that, I want to recap, because you just said a whole lot of stuff. I want to make sure that I'm understanding, and I want to make sure the audience understands it. So just to be clear, you're telling me that there is this new bioweapon that has, been, by new, I mean new to us. Maybe they've been developing it for a long, long time. But there's this new bioweapon from the CCP, this hemorrhagic fever that it causes. And they have been testing it. They have perhaps seen it in the wild, and they have possibly, or maybe you're certain, they have unleashed this during the Beijing Olympics in order to spread it around the world. Meanwhile, they have the antidote, which is a Johnson & Johnson cancer treatment that they've repurposed as a way to treat people with this. Did I get that all wrong, or am I close?
Yes, exactly as what you summarized.
Okay,
they
perfect.
prepare the secret antidotes, and even Johnson & Johnson may not know this drug can be repurposed to treat hemorrhagic fever. And this is my sources, multiple sources, and also this can reach to the very top level, to the local level, hospital level in China, because we really have a lot of Chinese people, they want to deliver such message, although CCP control it very, very strictly. And also this verified based on other evidence I obtained, and also I delivered it to the people in different networks. They verified in their way. So China thought no one would know that. And China prepared. We tried to stop China release this virus, and we tried to gain more time for preparation. As I said, if we can have enough time to prepare, we can significantly reduce the death rate, and we can reduce the panic from the people. However, we know now, we do see that some cases happen in UK. Yesterday, they said they found 3 cases. They claim they are from West Africa back to UK, which get same Lassa virus, which is, as I said, like Marburg virus, also cause hemorrhagic fever. Today's update news said at least 1 case passed away of this disease. So what we want here is we must let people keep alarm. Of course, my network will keep working with intelligence people inside China. We try to provide more evidence to the related departments. But we really want people to know that once we see such hemorrhagic fever or other new outbreak happen, they said in UK, the Lassa virus cases never happened since 2009. And there were only 10 cases until now in UK about this virus. It's very, very rare, but now it's suddenly 3 and 1 passed away. So we want people to know if there is such thing happen, maybe you should think more about it. And we want call for preparation, call for investigation. We know we cannot only trust those scientists sitting in NIH, in WHO, or in other government department who already helped China in COVID-19. We must, using our effort, to know what happened. And meanwhile, we should be really aware of Chinese Communist Party because they definitely, unlike a serial killer, they are watching you. They want to kill you. So we should know we don't have much time and we have to hold actions against CCP. We won't let more damage happen from this evil regime.
They do definitely sound like an evil regime. Now, one quick final one. We're already way over time, but I do have to get one more question in there. Say again, because I'm not encouraging people to try to go out and do a run on this, but just for the record, because I want to make sure everybody hears it correctly. The J&J cancer drug that you've referred to, what is it called again?
Let me read the name. I think it's difficult to pronounce the name. Can you give me seconds? I always need
take
to
your time.
Check the name again and
well, again, and I want to be clear. So while you're looking for the name, I want to be clear. So I am, as my audience very well knows, I am an extremely adamant opposition to Big Pharma in general. But with that said, there are some good scientists out there. There are good researchers who have gone about this the right way, who try to save lives. They're not just out for a buck. I think that people, when they get into science, they're not thinking, oh my gosh, I want to be rich. They think they want to help people. And then they get picked up by Johnson & Johnson or Pfizer or Moderna or whoever. And then all of a sudden they realize, maybe when it's too late, they realize that what they've done is got involved in greed and corruption. But, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not suggesting, hey, go get this from China or go get this from Johnson & Johnson. I'm just saying it's definitely possible. So let me see what you sent me here, and I will try to pronounce it.
I have sent you the name. Yeah, it's called daratumumab. It's a monoclonal antibody targeting CD38. It is well studied to treat the leukemia, this kind of problem. However, China found the common target, the CD38, happened in the hemorrhagic fever viruses like Marburg, Lassa, hantaviruses. Not Ebola. It seems not very useful for Ebola. And also our intelligence show it's not Ebola this time in China. So China's repurpose it and manufacture and such drugs because they are very expensive and usually the pharmaceutical company won't have a large stock. They will produce it based on the market. That's why you see it's a cunning part from CCP. They want this drug and they can change the name. They even won't let you to know it's the same drug, right? They can change a little bit and claim It's some magic antidote, and whoever want to save the life, they would come to China and listen to China for these drugs. And such, I want to tell people one more thing is, such high dissolved virus, it's not easy. It's very difficult for it to cause a pandemic like COVID, but it will cause the outbreak and it will cause panic. But if your government prepare well, still emphasize, we can significantly reduce the death rate. For example, if you prepare such drugs and China believe it helps, you can do more study about that, and this can be a good way to help people. But also emphasize one more thing to you: more bioweapons in CCP's labs, in CCP's biosafety level 4 labs. I can tell it to you later on about all these things because intelligence came to us and we are busy with handling it and process it. So we have a lot we can keep updated to our audience, but we should not give more time to China.
We are definitely, with your permission, and assuming that the show doesn't get shut down by China for doing what we're doing. We should not have done this on Zoom. I can't believe we're doing a Zoom call. And now, because it's funny, I'm seeing your connection is kind of going up and down. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're on to us. Okay. They're going to be knocking on my door anytime, which I'm okay with.
Be careful.
I say that, but that's because of the Second Amendment. Anyway, so that drug is, I'm looking at it now from Johnson & Johnson. The registered trademark name is Darzalex, Darzalex, and I guess the official name is daratumumab, DARTUMAB. This is a monoclonal antibody used in cancer treatment, but that we believe, according to Dr. Yan, we believe that this can be used against the various hemorrhagic fevers that the CCP has developed and is possibly currently spreading around the world today. Doctor, the bombshell after bombshell, and you've made me terrified. But with that said, I need to have you on again and again and again because I think this is just super crucial information to have. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Very happy to meet you today.
Absolutely. This won't be our last time. Lord willing, we will be back very soon with another episode. But in the meantime, you all stay strong and try to stay courageous even after what you've heard. Stay safe and God bless.